7:30. We have two public hearing continuations.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
Yes, I will. I'll try not to stare down at the paper. I need a teleprompter. I think that's what the problem is.
Yeah, he needs the mic.
We can look into that. So I could always be looking out. Anyway, so public hearing continuations. Number one is for Ellen Basil, 3 Edge Hill Drive. She's an application for a residence office permit. Number two is the continuation of the Jewish Community Center, 360 Amity Road, application for modification to the special permit for use of the day camp, pool, and buildings. We have a letter from Attorney Lynch. I'll read it. They've asked for an extension to the following month.
Could you speak a little louder? We can't hear you.
Alright.
Okay?
Maybe the mic a little, or maybe you could.
The mic does not
The mic is
make
for the
it
tape,
louder.
The mic is for the tape machine.
Got it.
Please be advised that this office has been retained to represent the Jewish Community Center of Greater New Haven with regard to the pending application before your commission referenced above. I am aware that the public hearing on this application has been continued to May 2nd, 2016. This letter is to inform the commission that upon consideration of comments made at the April meeting, the center has retained the services of Mark Coate, a principal with Coate Acoustical Consulting of Enfield, Connecticut, to prepare a sound mitigation plan to address noise concerns associated with the proposed pool club. I will appear at the May 2nd meeting to request that the matter be continued further to your commission's June 6, 2016 meeting, so we may then present a plan incorporating Mr. Coates' recommendations. As well, if this request could be considered as at the commencement of your May 2nd meeting, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for consideration in this regard. So, Mr. Lynch is the person sitting at the hot seat.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Hello, everybody. For the record, my name is Thomas Lynch. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Lynch, Trimbicki, and Boynton, and my office is located in Milford. And I've been retained by the JCC to represent them before this commission. We are hopeful to come back at your June meeting with a full plan to address some of the concerns that were raised at the April meeting by a number of the neighbors in the neighborhood, specifically neighbors who have close proximity to the pool and the proposal to expand the hours of the pool to provide for this pool club. And as Mr. Kaufman noted in my letter that I sent in last week, the center has retained the services of an engineering firm out of Enfield that specializes in sound mitigation plans. We envision coming back to you with some sort of a plan that'll have a combination of either landscaping or berm work or panels, fence combinations to address the noise concerns. So with that, I just ask that this be put off to the June meeting. We're within the statutory time frame for the public hearing, and I'm hopeful that we'll have a professional presentation to give to you at that meeting, and hopefully that'll address the concerns that the neighbors have noted.
Attorney Lynch, I just want to, it's been pointed out to me that the advertisement for this use of this facility is still on the JCC website, although it doesn't actually say that it's in question.
Okay.
And has not been approved.
Okay.
So I'm not going to tell anyone how to do their job, but as long
I'll-
as everybody's really clear
I'll bring
that
that
there's
to the
been no
attention of-
approval, and
Right.
perhaps it should be said that.
It'll be
way.
addressed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further questions? I don't have anything else to present to you tonight. So.
I don't think so. Chris, I'm assuming we don't have a problem with application deadlines and
No, we've been given an
everything.
extension of time
That's what I
by
thought.
the JCC. So,
If I may be heard for one moment.
Okay, well, actually, let's wait for Mr. Lynch to finish. And is there any other questions for Attorney Lynch?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Hi, for the record, my name is Timothy Lee.
Thanks.
I represent a group of the neighbors who live on Shady Lane. We understand the request for extension of time. Obviously, it'd be our preference to have the commission deny the application tonight. However, if you're inclined to grant the extension of time, we would ask that you require the applicant to submit their paperwork to you at least 2 weeks in advance so that we have an opportunity to have our experts review their plan. Otherwise, it's likely that we'll be here at the June meeting asking for a continuance to the July meeting so that we have an opportunity to have our experts review the plan.
So, obviously, it's open up to the commission as well. Obviously, we can put in that request. It's still a request. And just so you note that if it doesn't show up, so everyone has time to review everything, we go to the June meeting and there's questions, putting it off till the July meeting means that it's not opening this year.
I understand.
So.
I
you
just
can-
want to,
you
we
can look
may,
at the- You could look at the glass half full on this one.
I certainly appreciate that. I just wanted to be fair about things, and
Yeah,
certainly
I think
that
it's,
would
I think it's a wise request, that the sooner we can get the
And
information.
Attorney Lee and I did discuss this out in the hallway, so
Oh.
we're gonna do the best we can to work within that.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to Ellen Pasir.
No public comment on this? It's open.
Well, I don't think so, I mean, since we're continuing it, so.
The public showed up to testify. Showed up to the public, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. The attorney just left.
Point of order, when is the time for public comments at this meeting?
What are our rules on this?
We weren't told that they were to continue it. We came to speak.
Well, I understand that, we just found out the same thing,
If
No, you
the,
didn't. You had a letter.
and we just
When
got.
did you find out about that?
The letter came to us on the 27th.
And you're telling us today.
Well, I'm not gonna, I don't know what to tell you. This is the letter, it's a request for a continuance, we've granted the continuance. Everybody has a right to come to the meeting, we're gonna continue the
public
meeting.
comment.
I can't do anything about it. I can't turn around and say, no, we're not gonna continue the meeting.
No, but you just said we weren't going to have public comment.
Public comment without the attorney from the other side isn't even here. I don't really see what the purpose of that's gonna
We
be.
told them to leave.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And we're speaking to the commission, not to the.
Okay. Mr. Gilbertson, are we required to have public comment on this, although the attorney is not here?
I don't know that you're required to, sir.
Okay.
I think it's within your judgment.
But just here he is.
the
Could you
public
please come
hear,
back in and say we'll have public comment when I hear
the, the point of,
Just to be clear, nobody is.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, part of what you're doing is continuing the hearing to allow additional information to come in, which may or may not address comments that the public has to make. And so until that additional information comes in, you may be getting comments that may be addressed, or they may have additional comments.
I agree.
So at this point, your hearing is being continued. The public is not being closed off from having the opportunity to speak at the continuation of the hearing. It's your call whether you wish to receive more comment at this point.
I'm gonna say we're continuing and we're not gonna do public hearing on the JCC. I think that, excuse me, I think that the attorney's not here for the JCC and there's really no.
He is here.
I made my comments.
Okay,
Let me step forward so we can get picked up by the mic. I've made my comments clear for the record. We are not presenting any new information tonight, and we're merely asking that this be continued to your next meeting, and there'll be plenty of presentation at that meeting, and certainly public comment can be made at that time. So there's no presentation we're making to you tonight.
and therefore I'm not really sure why there would be comment on no presentation.
Thank you. And to make it even more clear, I'll leave the room so that that doesn't raise any concerns.
Well, I don't know.
I just want to say something. I've been here three days. Now I have to come here a fourth evening. And what if I can't make it that evening? What if some of these people can't make it that evening? You won't let them say what they want to say?
I am not going to get into an argument with you about this. I will tell you that if you can't make it, I'm sorry you can't make it. I will tell you that we are here and we are having this many continuations because of you and the neighbors. It's not a problem for us to do that. But to then stand up and say you want to start having a discussion about something that there's no more comments, there's nothing to be making comments on. And at the next meeting, when there's actually new information that's going to come out, then you can have as much time as you want to make the comments.
I continue to stand for a point of order,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
I appreciate that, Mr. Luther.
If I came to this meeting expecting to be able to speak, and I am told that we will not speak at this meeting, it is therefore obligatory to you to make for the record when exactly the next meeting will be, because one of the attorneys has not said May or June, they said July. And secondly, to make that a matter of the record of this commission as to when the next time will be when the public may make comment.
That's a good point, Mr. Luther. June 6th, 7:30. June 6th.
7:30.
June 6th, 7:30, thank you, I can't hear it.
Oh, we need a 5-minute recess. Is that okay? That means we clear the room. We clear the room for a 5-minute recess? We're going to do that. Well, I checked with my attorney, that's why we're doing it. I'm assuming you're Miss Basile.
I am.
Very appropriate. Mediation.
That thought went through my mind.
Different kind of mediation.
So now I just,
There's that.
huh?
There's that.
It's on the agenda.
Yeah.
And this is letter of application. Should have it in there.
I don't have it.
It was in the packet
Yeah, we
last
just gave
month.
you one.
Yeah, just did. Maybe you just got mixed
It
up.
has your name on it.
I didn't get a packet.
Here it is. And he took mine, and mine ended up with.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
so there you go.
There you go, that's right, it's got my name on it. There we go, thank you.
There you go.
I'm to sign this.
Well, that's why.
You just sign in.
For the record, my name is Ellen Plaisel. Also for the record, I think it's misspelled on the agenda for this evening.
Probably. Sorry about that.
So if the application is granted, it would be helpful if it were granted in my name and not someone else's.
So you're not Miss Paisel?
No,
Okay. fine.
Ellen Plaisel. Shall I just speak?
Please.
Okay. The letter, I think, is self-explanatory. I am a licensed attorney in the state of Connecticut. I am retired from litigation. I have gradually, for health reasons and other reasons, been moving out of the practice of law. And for the last 12 years, my practice has been exclusively a very part-time, very limited mediation practice, limited to 1 to 2 couples a week at the most. There are many weeks where I do not see clients. The environment into which we just moved 6 weeks ago lends itself very nicely to the kind of practice that I ran in Newtown before coming to Woodbridge. The clients would drive right up to the front door. It is a semicircle driveway. No neighbors would see the clients, which was part of the reason we purchased the house. The clients stay for no more than 2 hours. I never see more than one couple in a given day, and I never see more than 2 couples in a given week. Much of my time is spent just drafting documents, preparing analytical reports. That's basically it. The criteria listed under your regulations for square footage, no employees, etc., are all satisfied by the way in which I conduct my practice.
Any questions from the commission?
What would be the hours of the mediation sessions that you would engage in?
I usually see clients at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Once or twice a month, I'm willing to see clients in the evening, and that would start at 5:30, and I won't let it go any later than 8. I'm physically not able to let it go any later than 8. The sessions do run long. I don't have a typical 45-minute or 1-hour session. So when people come to see me, they can be there up to 2 hours. So if I start a session at 3, it's ending usually around 5. Then I take my what shall I say, my rest, and that would be it for the day. I never book clients back to back. So they're coming at 3. If they come at 1, nobody comes at 3. They come at 3, nobody comes at 5:30. If they come at 5:30, I'm usually resting in the afternoon to prepare for an evening session.
And are the couples that engage your services, are they self-represented, or do they come with counsel on occasion?
They've never come with counsel. That's an excellent question. They're welcome to, and I offer that as an opportunity. It has never happened. And I've been doing mediation exclusively, giving up litigation since 9/11 actually. And no one has ever come with their lawyers. They are usually represented, and they need the permission of their lawyers to participate in the mediation, and they're certainly free to consult with their lawyers, and sometimes I require that they do so before the next meeting. But they've never come with their attorneys. I think that's a good thing. Any other questions? Apologies to the lawyers here.
Excuse me, are you asking us to recognize your self-imposed limitation of no more than 4 mediation hours per week?
You certainly could, and that would not be a problem for me.
Well, the applicant said one thing, you could shake your head as much as you want. I asked the applicant
You're
a question.
absolutely right. I am allowed to shake my head as much as I want there. I don't see any reason to limit it like that, so suddenly she has to come back here if she decides to do an extra day a week. I didn't finish. And we've also been on these situations multiple times, and other times where we have granted, even though the applicant says, I only want these certain hours, we agree to that because that's what they say, and then immediately there's a problem. So I don't see what's the downside of saying she has a home office, and it's no different than any other home office. We don't put hour requirements on those.
You didn't know the purpose of my question.
Well, in that case.
Thank you.
I was going to get an explanation, I guess. Are there any other questions?
Nothing?
Nobody needs recovery. Very easy. And there's pretty straightforward. And I don't think there's anybody out there that's in favor or opposed to your application. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna close that and we're gonna move into our work session. Wanna make a motion?
move that we approve the application.
Yes.
And don't we normally put a 1-year review on it? With a 1-year review.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ooh, and
Yeah, no, I was just looking, it should be Stephen.
Okay, so we can move down to approval of the minutes.
So you'll get a letter in the mail by certified mail. I just approved it for you.
And I did hear that there's a renewal.
You renew it in a year, and typically then it's a 4-year period.
And do I make that application, or
Yes,
is that
you do.
done automatically?
No, it's, you make the application.
Okay, so I should reapply it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Okay.
thank you.
Is there approval of the minutes from June 1st, 2015?
I didn't have a chance to read them.
We were all younger then. We were all younger then.
Really?
Move approval.
I'll second.
Discussion? So, you guys are moving. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? March 21st. This says March 21st, 2015.
16.
Yeah.
This is 16.
But then-
Oh, down here, yeah,
You can fix that.
Good.
Yeah, fix the second one.
It was a test.
The only thing on this. The last page, you had the continuing to speak in opposition to the modification was, and then you had Hurwitz afterwards, so it's very confusing. Scott Hurwitz who was speaking in favor of it. And then the continuance.
Did you catch that?
This was the order in which people were speaking, so do you want an insertion there?
Yeah,
that
just,
Right.
speaking,
if we say vice president then spoke
yeah.
Right.
And then,
in favor?
wasn't this the one where we continued it specifically because I think it was Wortel said he wanted to get a lawyer, and that was the reason why we continued it?
That was probably the next one, wasn't it?
No, the next one was the lawyer was
Oh, the
there.
lawyer was here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And that was the,
Yep.
that was the reason why we did
Right.
continue it,
Well,
because
I
he
think
had asked for it.
On this page here, whichever number it is, it says,
Where did he say this?
Mr. Wortel then read a statement to the commission regarding the rights of the neighbors, which was not received by the commission prior to the meeting, and included the request to keep the public hearing open, to give the property owners time to address all factors,
Okay,
right? I think that's it.
yeah, and he specifically said about wanting a lawyer. I remember that.
There was, Terry, in his comments, said, I don't see it here, but he said that he thought the, changes made to the power line also played a role in, also had played a potential role in the destruction of the berms. And the only comment from Terry that's noted here is that he believed there had been some dying trees. On the last page, you can read it for yourself.
It was moving the camp this way.
Hmm?
It was moving the camp.
Okay, well, but
is
my
it-
point is that I think there are some of your comments are also missing from this.
Do you think that it was in, the letter that's not in here, from Mr. Wartell that he talked about getting a plan?
I don't remember the letter ever saying, maybe I just don't remember.
I don't know, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand, cause I remember the same thing, so,
Yeah.
but it's not in here, so.
Just address all factors.
Maybe
Well,
that's where we put
I do think a commentary on page 5, when
Yeah.
Mr. Wartell read that statement is
Yes,
probably.
is where the lawyer,
Right.
he specifically mentioned the lawyer.
So could you add something about the?
Yes.
I don't think you read this meeting, so you didn't.
But we don't have a copy of his comments. If he read them, he did not submit them.
He may not actually submitted it, he may have just read it.
So at the end of his comment, you just want to include a sentence that, and to allow the neighbors to retain
Retain counsel.
legal counsel.
Yeah.
I think it was in the letter.
Hmm?
I think it was in the letter, but anyway. I don't have the letter, so it doesn't matter.
So the lawyer shows up in the next meeting.
Right. Yeah, no.
So then you've got 4 corrections, the date
Yeah.
on the first page, and then on page 5, you've got, adding to Mr. Wartell's comment that also to allow the neighbors to retain legal counsel, and then under Scott Hurwitz's comments, after it says Vice President of the JCC, to say, then spoke in favor of the application. And then on the last page, to add to Terry's comments that, changes to the power lines caused moving of the camp closer to Shady Lane.
For those corrections, I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm sorry, who's second?
Who seconded?
Kathleen.
I did.
Kathleen?
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the April 4th meeting, which actually was held on April 11th?
Yeah, conditions
That's right.
include continue to 11.
My name is spelled wrong on the first page. Conservative. I feel like you want to take care of yourself.
while we're doing that, just maybe as an aside, what happened with that, Goodrich Road property, the abandonment? Did we ever hear back?
It's more involved.
Oh, okay.
So we have no more clearer information to give you at this time.
Okay.
Except we believe that it hasn't been abandoned.
Oh, now it has not been abandoned.
No,
Oh, okay.
so. But there's 3 different title searches going on to confirm that.
Someone did point out that that was a access into water company property.
There's no water company property there.
It was the
Oh,
previous one,
Laurel
yeah.
Road was, yes. But that one you approved, and they had submitted a letter saying that they had no objection to the
Okay.
abandonment.
All right.
And is that happening?
I believe it's on the call for the town meeting.
Did somebody make a motion?
There was something at this stage.
You just said your name was correct. What was the motion?
I can't. I was in Washington DC, so.
I make a motion to approve it.
I get it. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed?
Stay.
Abstain. Weren't here.
But we have reviewed the tape since then.
I know, you're prepared for tonight.
We were
I know.
eagerly in attendance.
Which I appreciate. That was good. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. I told my wife it was gonna be a quick meeting.